I'm Wendy Hesketh Ogilvie. I'm the Artistic Director of Wired Aerial Theatre, and we have this space here where we teach aerial dance.
Great. And the kind of aerial dance you do, what kind of does that entail? What is it?
The kind of aerial dance that we teach here is vertical wall work, which obviously involves dancing on a vertical wall.
Yeah.
But we also teach bungee assisted dance, which to us is a fusion of my love of flying and also my love of dancing. Mm-hmm. And so we attach on the back of a harness to a sliding loop that allows us basically to dance, to completely dance in a whole 360. The more you get experience at dancing on a bungee, the more you actually forget that it's there.
Yeah.
And what it gives you is the opportunity to dance the unthinkable, or to create an illusion of being in the air for longer than a normal dancing body. So that's why we called it bungee assisted dance, because it really is dance that is assisted by the bungee. Yeah.
Great. And in terms of fusion, how do you fuse the material together? What works for you?
We've gone around lots of different ways of how to fuse them, because at the beginning it was very much, I'm now on a bungee and this is what I do because I'm on the bungee. And then we went from a totally different angle of saying, right, I've got to imagine that I don't have any dance vocabulary in my body. I'm going to connect to a bungee and feel like I was born with this connection. And so starting from that point is how we started to develop our vocabulary. And it's really interesting actually, because we constantly play around with where does the fusion start, or how do you get it so well fused that you don't know where one starts and one then takes over. Actually, a really good fusion is where you can't pull them apart anymore. And we also tried a different way of looking at it, and we created a dance phrase as a dancing body on the floor, and then we connected ourselves to the bungee and said, you've got to do that dance phrase now. And what you get then is it's impossible. There's some movements that are quite blatantly impossible to do while you're connected to a bungee, but what you get are the variances that come from trying to do that movement with a bungee. And I suppose that's where sometimes you get some magic. You know, and the magic is when the fusion happens 50-50, you know, and that's what we're always looking for.
And does different pieces, do they require, the kind of the themes you want to bring across in different pieces? Is that a different fusion then? Because, for example, when you do more vertical wall work, or, I don't know, does it change?
Absolutely it does, I mean, if we're looking for a theatrical piece, then we look at the bungee as an assistance to enhance the theme, as opposed to starting with a bungee and going, ta-da, this is what we can do with it. We look at it in a very different way. So if I wanted to show sadness or an addiction or something, I might start on the bungee on the floor, and the bungee or my counterbalance and my climber in the wings might drag me across the floor and then pull me up to standing. So I don't always have to use it in a dance vocabulary way. That doesn't have to always be my starting point. We can definitely start from the other angle and begin from the theatre side of things and say, what look are we trying to go for here, and what is the image? And start with the image, with the bungee being part of it. And then I suppose that's the same as I'm a dancing body. I'll start with my bungee on, and where can I go vocabulary-wise? That's how we kind of start with theatre. This is the idea, this is my theme, this is my image. Let's clip a bungee on, and where do we go from there? You know, I think that's just the most natural way of trying to get a fusion thing happening from the word go, as opposed to making it an additional thing, which is always hard then, because you've got to work at fusing it, as opposed to starting off together, you know.
Great. So fusion has kind of opened up a whole new world in a way,
or addiction.
Addiction.
We can't stop. We're completely addicted to bouncing around and dancing at the same time. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.